Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are doing well. StreamYard has some new features. So I was able to just link my intro and my outro. We'll see how it goes today. Before I get into anything today about Optavia and the shenanigans that are about to go down, let me run my disclaimer and I'll be right back. All right. Hello. Hi. How is everybody? I hope you guys are all doing well. I know I already said that. A couple things. I updated my hair. This lighting is not necessarily showing it, but we use teal. Actually, what I do is I rotate teal and blue. So if I use teal the next time I use the Cara Color conditioner, it's messy because I use it. I'll do the blue next time, and then the teal, and then blue. And that's how it works. So we have teal. Also, I got a new nail color. Very excited about it. Yeah, let me not get ahead of myself. Want to give a quick heads up before we get started on any of this today. You're about to hear my opinion on Optavia, amongst many other things, on a very publicly posted Optavia recruiting call, which is atrocious. I'm going to be breaking this down for education and awareness, not giving you medical advice. I'm a certified personal trainer. In case you're new here, welcome. And so anything I say about health and nutrition is always going to stay within my scope of practice. You should always talk to your own qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your diet or exercise. I feel like that's important to mention that. And because it's Optavia and I'm feeling petty, tell me, what was the last thing or the next thing that you plan to eat that you're very excited about? While I put a little lip gloss on. This is also linked. This is I Am Infinite. This one's in the video description. You will notice some of the things in the video description. For example, I have my eyeshadow, also from Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. I also have her tagged. You should what just happened? You should subscribe to her channel because she's amazing. I was just talking to her the other day and she's incredible. So check her out. Popcorn steak. We are having Mississippi pot roast sandwiches tonight, and I'm very excited about it. Garlic pepper chicken stir fry. Absolutely, I love that. Drinking a delicious iced coffee. You know what I'm about to drink. You guys already know. A big bowl of fruit. Love that. Chicken sandwich with a banana pineapple smoothie. Yum. Ceviche tonight. Jealous. I'm definitely jealous of that. That sounds delicious. A fresh plum. Love it. Love that. Okay, so I have to warn you, later in this call, they do reveal something that made my jaw drop as I was going through the transcript. It's one of the clearest examples that I've ever seen of how these companies pull people in and keep them hooked, unfortunately. You're going to want to see how they build up to it, because I think that that's really important to identify that, because the way they set the stage is just as important as the reveal itself. Oh, and before we jump in, because I know some people tend to ask whether it's, live viewers or replay crew, all of my makeup, again, is linked either in the video description. If it's Adriana Nicole Cosmetics, use my code AaronBees to save on orders of $25 or more. She's amazing. I have both of the products one that I just used, the I Am Infinite lip gloss. It's amazing. Love it. I have that linked, and I have the eyeshadow linked. And then my go-to products that you see pretty much in every video are tagged if you want to check them out or shop them later. What I'm trying to do, in case you're noticing some changes, I'm just trying to use all of the things that YouTube likes us creators to be doing. So it's something new. I've been going through some YouTube training, and so we're jumping on in. Okay, that being said, let's open our deliciousness for the stream to prepare. And if you're a member, you should have an emote that you can use. And if you're not a member, you should become one. You should consider it. All right, let's see. The crack is good, but the pour, I hope you have headphones on. Here we go. Oh, divine, right? 6 out of 10. Okay. Crispy and crackling. The pour was 10 out of 10. Love it. Okay. My voice has been weird today. I'm not really sure why, but let's get into it. We're going to go very first words that come out of their mouth. So you can see exactly how they prime their audience. I think you'll very clearly be able to identify it pretty quickly. They'll layer in the emotional hooks and then drop that moment that I mentioned just a second ago. So let's get into it, shall we? Let me pick the right setting. I believe this one. No, I never picked the right one because you know why? I don't have it labeled. I should have it labeled. DC told me to label it. Did I listen? No. Unfortunately, no, not in this case. Anyways, let's watch.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Stacy Barrett. I am so excited to see you all on tonight. Where's everyone coming in from? It's so fun to see this waiting
Stacey.
room empty out and all the people pile into our Zoom. Okay, Wilmington, North Carolina, Missouri. People are coming in from all over the country. I love that. Okay, so our topic tonight is 4 things I wish I knew before becoming a health coach. We're all going to share about things we wish we'd known when we started coaching, as well as just the nuts and bolts about how this works. And so before we get started, we are going to share our income disclosure statement. We're just going to share just the actual earnings of coaches and what they
watch how quickly they do this.
Could earn with Optavia. All the stories that you hear are our own stories based on our work. It's not a guarantee of what you would earn, but it is math. And so math works. So we're
going math works. Really? Okay. All right.
I'm going to share with you the math tonight. So Stacy Barrett, I'm an Optavia health coach certified, and I've been a health coach now.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right. Listen, I have a lot to say because we're talking about Optavia, and I absolutely cannot stand this company. What math are we referring to here? What do you mean? Also, you mentioned that you're certified. Who's the governing body? Who certified you? And what are you certified in? Because that's a little weird. It's a little weird. Also, they're not going to really pay that much attention. I mean, they have it up here, the Optavia's income disclosure statement, but are they really going to cover it? No, but we are. You know why? Because I have it pulled up right here, and I think that it's important to mention this so that people can actually see the numbers. So 1 second, here we go. Now, let's talk math. These people are encouraged to spend $300 to $400 a month on Optavia food as a thank you to their upline. And I wish I were kidding, but I'm not. Several of you have told me that. Let me know if you have experienced that in the comments. You're encouraged to spend this money, buy Optavia's fuelings and their other products, because now they have EAAs and they have a protein powder, and you can get that anywhere. Anyways, in order for these people to break even, they have to be making at least $300 to $400 a month. So when we look at this income disclosure statement, let's see, 25, and this is from OptaviaMedia.com. This is their 2024 income disclosure statement, comes directly from the company. 25.36% of the company of independent Optavia coaches earned nothing. So they were paying all of that money every single month and didn't make any money, even though it was pitched as a business. And the thing that is shocking to me about this is the average number of months in the business, 22 months. These people, on average, have been in Optavia. They were pitched as being a business. And they've been doing it for 22 months of not making any money. Yeah. Then you have the next level, 1 penny to $100. And this is annual income, by the way. Annual income, less than $10 a month, 10.28% of independent Optavia coaches. Already we're at 26-ish, almost 26% of independent coaches. So then you have $100 and 1 penny to $250 for the year. Okay, you can do that quick math. And then we're at 37% roughly of people in this company that are in the red. The next level, $250.01 to $500 for the year. These people are still in the red. And this is, I lost count, 37, roughly 47%, almost 48%, if my quick little math is correct. If anybody wants to add this up, let me know. And this is a great point, Klaka. That's not counting any expenses. Not counting any. So then we have $500 and 1 penny to $1,000, and that's 12.26% of the company. Look at the amount of time that these people have been in this company on average. In the red, in the negative, and it's been pitched to them as their own business owner. Anybody that is an actual business owner is going to do a profit and loss statement and say, oh my God, I've been in the red for 22 months. I'm losing money. This doesn't make any sense. It's only until you get to I believe the $2,500 and 1 penny to $5,000 that they'll even start to break even. That's crazy. But I wanted to share that. I think that that's really, really important to share that information. Okay, let's go back to the video.
Years. My friends, Jen, Marcusu, Erin, and I are thrilled to have you here. We're going to share a little bit about our stories. And
I don't claim her.
We're going to share what we thought coaching others in their health might look like. Plus, we're going to share what it's actually turned out to be, because we know that people have questions. And so our prayer tonight is this would answer a lot of the questions that you have about coaching in a really clear way. What I know is that you're on this call because you have questions. So as we talk, there's a few things I'm going to ask.
Or this could be a hot take. Are we on this call because y'all posted it publicly? Because I think that's the case. Okay, love that. Shout out to the person that sent this to me. I appreciate you, and you know who you are.
Some audience participation, if you will. And here's what I'm going to ask. Number one,
not all
if we say something that resonates with you, like something that kind of connects with your spirit, would you write connected in the chat? We want to know.
Resonates in your spirit. When you identify red flag moments, put a red flag in the comments and elaborate if you would, just for funsies, you know?
If we're hitting people where they live, and we want to connect with you in a real way. So write connected in the chat. The second thing is, if you do have questions, and of course you're going to have questions, you're going to follow up with your coach, but also write those in the chat because we're going to do our best to answer those. And the third thing is, if you're on this call, it's likely because of an invite from your coach. And that person sees you, and something about you makes them think that you'd actually be a great coach as well. So I pray that you feel seen and honored by the fact that they just invited you to this call.
That part's going to be kind of important here shortly. So just wait for it.
So this call is just the beginning. Text your coach right now. Tell them you're on, or the person who invited you, because there's people that are on this call that are not clients yet of mine that are just curious. Could this be a vocation I would love?
A vocation. A vocation. Now, that's an interesting term for being in a, what I believe is a product-based pyramid scheme that leads people directly into eating disorder territory.
So let them know you're on this call, and then they can circle back with you to follow up tomorrow. So here's the thing. Here's what we know people want to discuss and hear about tonight. Here's the topics. We're going to cover what coaching actually looks like, not just what you see online. We're going to share how a lot of coaches, in fact, most coaches start with no experience, although we do have a lot of health professionals who use this super flexible vehicle to utilize their skills and their training in this area of health and wellness.
I love when they call being an independent contractor in a multi-level marketing company. I love when they call it a vehicle. Because where is this vehicle taking you? I mean, I think we all know. You guys should, in the comments, finish that statement. This MLM vehicle is taking me directly to, and then fill in the blank. One moment. Hi, sis.
Do you want me to dump the rest of the seasoning in? Because it's looking like white people food right now.
Yes.
It's really bad.
Did it not mix?
I put some more water in too.
Okay.
I didn't know it mixed. It's just clear.
It's clear?
Yeah. Because Dylan walked in and picked it up and looked at it, made a weird face, and I was like, what? And I got it. By the way, it's at like 115, 120 right now.
Okay. I'm making a Mississippi pot roast for sandwiches later in case you're wondering what's
It's
happening.
looking very
Well, it's got ranch seasoning, pepperoncinis,
I see the pepperoncinis.
and it's got au jus seasoning packet. Throw the rest of the seasoning packets in there.
But I had to add more water, so it was very low.
Now that is a behind the scenes. Speaking of behind the scenes, if you want more behind the scenes, more content prep, thumbnails, updates. Today I gave an update on a deep dive that I'm doing. You should consider becoming a member. I've heard that people really like it. I do a lot of members only live. We have a Discord. You know, we have a good time. So if you'd like to join and see more behind the scenes moments like that, click the join button. I'd love to have you. I appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah.
We're going to talk about why coaching is more about purpose than it is just about weight. We're going to share how coaching fits into real life schedules and real life. We're going to share what coaches are actually able to earn and how we get paid. We're also going to share what it takes to get started and how to know if this is right for you. So whether you're a client and you're working with a coach, already you're looking for additional income or a way to stay accountable, maybe you're a health professional exploring, could this be a fit for you?
No, definitely not a fit for any kind of health professional, period. Next topic. My favorite part of this graphic is where it says what coaches are able to actually earn, how we get paid. But at the beginning of this, we went over the income disclosure statement. So it doesn't really matter what they say here. The income disclosure statement is the facts that come directly from Optavia. So it doesn't really matter what they say because that's not true. The income disclosure statement is what is important.
Your skills and your passions. This is a chance to get some clarity. You don't have to be ready. You just have to be open. And here's a line I use a lot with people. I tell them, I am never going to pressure you to coach because I'm also going to have to be the one to train you.
That's so funny. That's also going to be important shortly. Yeah. God, I hate this so much. I really hate this company. I hate everything about this company. Oh.
So there's no pressure, guys. We just want to give you the information. That said, there's 4 main reasons that people coach. The first is accountability.
What?
Many clients take this.
I'm sorry, what? Why would you need to pay to join something that you are being pitched as being a business that you don't have to understand exactly how to coach people with their health, but you'll learn, you know, trial by fire, you know, the company will certify you in what? I'm not really sure. You pay to be a part of it. And you're joining for accountability. You can find accountability anywhere. You don't have to be a part of a product-based pyramid scheme that's having you wind down the road in that vehicle to disordered eating. No, you can find a friend that's like, hey, my goal for these next few weeks or whatever time frame is to cook more at home. All right, cool. Let's do it. Maybe let's build a menu together. Maybe we can come up with a bunch of recipes together. See how easy accountability is? You don't have to join Optavia for accountability. And the fact that she's saying with her entire chest, oh, I don't pressure anybody. Yes, y'all do. You pressure everybody to join as a coach for accountability, because then you can pressure them to order the $300 to $400 a month, and you're going to make more because they're a coach. Because the real money in multi-level marketing is in recruiting. Yeah. Accountability. Okay.
step in their health journey because they want to teach others to do what they did and impart the habits they're learning as a strategy, continue on with their transformations
Monica.
and to keep their weight off for good.
The nail color is linked in the video description. It's not an affiliate link. It's just something by Mooncat that I really love. And I tried today. I actually changed it. I had something else on my nails earlier. So it's not an affiliate link, just something that I like. So check out the video description. There's a lot of information in there.
The second reason that people coach is community. We weren't created to do life alone. Surrounding yourself with a healthy community, this is how we can build a life we love because it just keeps us on track, right? So maybe accountability, write a 1 in the chat if that's you, or maybe it's community, write a 2 in the chat if that's you. Number 3 is impact.
Before she gets into number 3, if you're in Optavia, what I'm about to say is probably going to make you pretty upset, but it is the truth. And I'm going to bring some friends with me in the comments that probably will agree and share their experience. That community that you're being pitched is based on transactional relationships. The second that you turn off your auto ship or premier order or whatever the hell they call it, the second that you decide, I'm not going to be a part of this, I don't want to do this, this isn't what I thought, whatever, and you get away, you leave the group, you stop responding, you stop going to the training, those transactional relationships are going to be staring at you in the face. Those people that have told you, oh my God, I love you, we're family, I can't wait to see you at the next event. They're saying that because they're getting paid off of you. The second you decide to get out, you're going to get unfriended, blocked, removed from the groups. That's how this goes. Optavia and whatever team you're on in Optavia is not the exception. We've seen it time and time again. That's how this works. Let me know in the comments if you guys have those experiences too. For the people that are in Optavia that are probably going to watch this quietly without their upline knowing. By the way, that's what you should be doing.
And purpose. You have gifts.
Of course, everybody does.
Guys, you have gifts. And the happiest humans are the ones that actually develop those gifts and use them in the service of others.
Oh my God. Is this like a church thing? Is this like a religious thing that she's using? I do agree that everybody has gifts, everybody has talents, everybody has a purpose. That's my belief. But if you're going to use this type of language to try and emotionally manipulate or spiritually manipulate your audience into believing that their gifts and talents and skills should be used in Optavia, that's just disgusting.
Coaching's been a tremendous vehicle for me to impact lives and families and just grow in my skills and gifts. And number 4 is income. We call this portable income, and Marcus is going to talk a little bit about that. It's flexible work with real pay. That
is the real pay in the room with us, because I just looked at the income disclosure statement and that's not true. And we know it's not true because that information comes directly from Optavia. Ma'am, are you serious? Because come on.
We make for impacting others' lives. And we're going to share a little bit more about that as well. So what you're going to hear in all of our stories woven through is that the thing that we thought we needed, sometimes it's just the beginning. It's just like the open door, right? The thing that we didn't think we needed, like for me, I didn't think I needed more friends, has turned out to be the biggest surprise benefit of coaching ever. So,
ew. I didn't think I needed more friends. So I joined a product-based pyramid scheme that teaches people how to eat in a terrible way. And look at that. Boom, bang, bing. New friends. I feel like that's a Savannah-ism. Don't you guys think? Does she say that? Boom, bam, bing. Where did that come from? I don't even know where that came from. The friends. Okay. I didn't know I needed more friends. What a weird thing to say.
Which is it for you? You're on the Zoom for a reason. Is it community? Is it income? Is it impact? Is it purpose? What are the things that
Accountability.
you're looking for? And now I cannot wait for you to meet my friends, Jen, Marcus Sue, and Aaron. Do you pop off on mute and introduce yourselves? Okay,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna introduce myself first, even though you've already heard from me, but
Why are you introducing yourself already? Or now when you've already spoken? Why wouldn't you just start with that? That is so weird.
Stacey Barrett, wife to 1, mom to 4. I have 4 teenagers, ages 13 to 19. We live in Phoenix, Arizona. I spend the summers
Wife to 1. Okay.
in Lake Tahoe. I'm a health coach, and I started coaching for accountability. Honestly, guys, I lost about 40 pounds when I started coaching, and I knew I had battled weight my whole adult life. I didn't want to gain it back. So I started coaching because I didn't want to get it back, and I knew if I had a group project, that would hold me accountable.
Are you kidding me? Stacy, or whatever your name is, this is really embarrassing. Imagine pitching to people online and in person, more than likely, that joining Optavia as an independent contractor is a business, and then saying something like, I needed a group project, so I'm paying to be a part of this group project, trying to minimize and make it seem like it's a casual thing that wives do at home or whatever. But also telling people it's a business. Because what do you mean? That is so bizarre.
What I wish I would have known about health coaching is that I needed this as a human. You guys, the way this is
Nobody needs Optavia. Nobody needs Optavia in transactional relationships. Nobody needs that. Absolutely not.
impacted my motherhood, I could never have imagined or predicted. And one of the biggest blessings I never saw coming was the friendships I'd formed with other men and women who've been incredible mentors and support people I never would have met outside of this community. And one of those people is my friend Jen Jones.
I am your friend and honored to be so. And I am Jen Jones, and I too am a wife of 1, a different one than Stacy's one.
What is happening? What in the polygamy is happening here? This is okay.
And a mom to 4. Not even all teenagers anymore. I have one that's 21. So I think I wish I would have known that I didn't need to be so afraid to fail. And I'll talk a little bit about that later, but I was afraid to fail as a coach.
And so you joined an MLM company? You're afraid to fail when over 99% of people, according to the FTC, lose money or don't make any at all. You're afraid to fail. Well, you sure are setting yourself up for failure, aren't you? So weird. Cody Brown things. Oh my God.
Because I didn't have previous experience. But even without previous experience, I have found success in health coaching that's actually strengthened my health, something that I didn't even totally think I needed. And
let's see how it strengthens your health when Optavia goes under, you have no access to fuelings, and you actually have to eat real food. You actually have to take in more energy, more calories. Let's see what happens to your health then. Because I know what's going to happen.
deepened my purpose, and it provided income, and all while keeping my family and my values at the center. And so now I want you to meet Marcus Sue, but Marcus Sue, you've got to tell them how we actually met.
This
Not
is
through
so
coaching,
creepy.
another vehicle.
But another vehicle. Okay. Anyways, we were watching this earlier with members. I'll preview videos or, organize working type behind the scenes videos. And I just, before she reveals, and if you're a member and you were on there, don't spoil it for other people. How do you think these two met? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm just curious. what kind of wild, outlandish ways that you guys think that these two met. I wonder if somebody's going to get it. And again, if you remember, don't spoil it, because we already saw it. And I don't think anybody's going to guess it, but once she talks about it, it's going to be interesting. Another MLM? No. That's a good guess, though, because that would make sense, because that happens a lot. At the Pink Pony Club, perhaps. Let's see what they have to say.
No, I was actually good. I knew you were going to ask me to. We met in a Target aisle, actually, aisle 37. I was really pregnant and.
Aaron, what are you clapping for? Aaron's up here in the red. Aaron, what are you clapping about? You're clapping because they've met at the aisle in an aisle at Target? That's so weird. What is that?
My kids were throwing water bottles everywhere, and Jen walked over and put her hand on my back and just said, "I've been in that season. Can I help you clean it up?" And
First of all, let's keep our hands to ourselves, okay? You walk up to me and you put your hand on my back, and I'm going to defend myself. Don't put your hands on me. Leave people alone. Don't touch people. What? That's weird.
actually, I knew Jen for years before we even explored coaching. And I wish I would have known just the flexibility. You know, I'm a mom of 4, I'm a military spouse. If you can see behind me, we move tomorrow, the Packers come. And I had no idea of the portable income, as Stacy said, the flexibility that this would provide, really built around what mattered most to me. And I just sought out to lose 40 pounds while nursing my kid and moving cross country. So
I'm sorry. You wanted to lose 40 pounds while nursing your baby? How old was your baby?
yeah, I would just say the flexibility of it. And I actually am passing it to Erin because I'm just in awe. She is a full-time teacher and coaching as well. And so
Shout out to all the teachers. Y'all are amazing. We started school this week. I don't know if your kids are in school. You don't need to share that, but yeah, we started school. It's been a little bit of an adjustment, but not as bad as last year. That 5 a.m. wake up last year was brutal. This year, okay, we're doing all right in the first few days.
talk about flexibility and integrating this. Erin, it's an honor to be with you tonight.
Aw, thank you so much. Yes, my name is Erin Patterson, and I'm so honored to be here. I have been coaching for a little over 4 years. I am a wife and a mom of 2. I'm also a full-time teacher, and yes, school starts tomorrow for me. I teach TK in kindergarten, and I've been doing that for 18 years and love it. I have also lost over 100 pounds on our weight loss plan, and it's completely changed my life. I reluctantly started coaching after only losing 50 pounds alongside my weight loss journey. And little did I know that coaching would actually be the thing that would elevate my life to what it is today. What are you shaking your,
I don't know her name down here on the bottom left. What are you shaking your head about? Talking about it elevated you to essentially the person that you think you need to become by joining a multi-level marketing company. No. That's how they manipulate people to think that they're becoming a better person in these companies. Through the personal development. Hey, here's a hot take. You can personally develop without joining a multi-level marketing company. You can learn about nutrition without joining Optavia. You could work with a registered dietitian. You could hire a certified personal trainer. You could work with somebody that has the actual credentials to help you learn about your body and how it responds to food and movement.
I would have known about coaching is that this would be the thing in my life that would keep me committed to the person that I say that I am. And I am a person who is healthy and I make healthy choices. And that's who I am. And so
if you're on the 5 and 1 and you are restricting your caloric intake, that is not healthy. And when I say restricting your caloric intake, I mean 800 to 1,000 calories a day. That's not healthy. A conservative caloric deficit, very healthy if your goal is to lose weight, or a surplus if your goal is to gain weight, or you're eating at maintenance calories because you're happy with where you're at. You don't want to lose weight, you don't want to gain weight. You're happy with where you're at. Nothing wrong with that. But when you're consuming 800 to 1,000 calories a day, that's not healthy. And see, this is where they twist some of these very common words. Health. They'll say getting into fat burn. That basically is code for being on the 5-in-1 plan. They'll say they have these catchphrases, which we hear and see in cults all the time. A body in fat burn is a business on fire. That probably triggered some of you if you were a part of Optavia. The size of your waist determines the success of your business, things of that nature. They have all these catchphrases, and what they're doing is they're weaponizing somebody's view of their own body in order to get them to do what their upline wants them to do. That's what these phrases are. So when she says she's healthy, I think that Erin knows that she's not healthy. I think that's where that emotion was coming from. That's just my opinion. I obviously don't know these people, but if you lost 100 pounds and you're a victim of these circumstances in this company, of this, or in this downline, or in this upline's downline, I guess that's how I want to word that. And you are trying to redefine and convince yourself that eating in that extreme of a calorie deficit in such a restrictive way is healthy. I think that's where that emotion came from. Because what happens? I know what happens. But what happens when you are taking in that few amount of calories and then you start eating a normal amount of calories? Your body is going to gain weight because it's trying to recover. And then eventually your weight normalizes depending on how many calories you're consuming. And then you can address some of these other things. So when I see these people in Optavia that are like, oh my God, this is a game changer, and I've lost X number of pounds in this short period of time, I'm like, we'll check back in 6 months. Let's see what happens when you start eating regularly, a regular amount of calories. Let's see what happens. I know what's going to happen. They're going to gain weight because their body has been in such a restricted mode for so long. And then when they gain weight, their upline goes, we need to get you back on program. They get back on the 5-in-1. They eat restrictive again. They realize it's not sustainable. They do it for a short period of time. They see some weight loss on the scale. They're like, oh, it's working. It's working. And then something happens. It falls apart because, again, it's not sustainable. They eat again. And that's the cycle that these people go through in this company, while also telling people on their social media or on Zooms like this, oh, this is so healthy. No, it's not. No, it's not. And then they even, I can't remember what they call it. I think they call it a fat burn blitz, where they will only eat the powdered fuelings. So as if 800 to 1,000 calories a day is not restrictive enough, they will take it even further and say, oh, well, we're going to do this fat burn blitz, and we're only going to consume the powdered products. So they'll make it even more extreme. Fat burn blitz. Thank you. I got it right. I've had a lot of people reach out to me about Optavia. And by the way, if you have something that you want me to see, go to my website, erinbees.com, and you can send me your story. You can send me a Zoom or information or whatever. That's how you can contact me. But it's just sad. It's sad because these people, eventually Optavia is going to close. They're trending financially downward. They've done layoffs, I'm hearing, all kinds of other stuff. It's just a matter of time. And when these people start eating regular food in regular amounts, they're all going to gain weight, and probably then some. And I just hope that they reach out to professionals when that happens, rather than the next MLM company that's selling them something restrictive.
So I am so honored to be here. I'm going to kick us off with the first topic that we're going to talk about. And here's my just my introduction. Again, my name's Erin, and we are here tonight to have some real talk about coaching. And I
Okay.
get to talk about what coaching actually looks like, not just what you see online. And like I said, I wish I would have known that this would be the thing in my life that would keep me committed to the person that I say that I am. So
That makes me sad for her. Imagine thinking that you have to commit to this restrictive diet, that you have to, plug into this community of people that are all saying the same things, all feel the same way about food, all look in the mirror, and probably have some really big feelings because, in my opinion, many of these people do need to go to therapy because of what they've been through with Optavia, let alone anything else in their life. It's just sad.
let's take you back. I'm going to take you back to the person who was on the left of this before and after picture, before and in progress picture, however you want to look at it. I was standing at the kitchen counter cutting some bread that a friend had gotten me, and I was overheated. I was sweaty. My legs hurt from standing too.
This is the emotional manipulation. There are many people that struggle with a lot of these things every single day. But she's going to paint this like Optavia is the answer, and it's not. It's not.
Long. All I wanted to do was sit on the couch and scroll for hours. I was in full-blown avoidance of a lot of things in my life.
Therapy. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I don't mean that in any kind of a negative way. I will always stand therapy on my channel, on all of my social media. But see, she is weaponizing this that should be talked through with a therapist, a licensed professional, in order to try and loop other people in that can say, you know what, I feel that way too. That's my current situation. I'm uncomfortable, and I sweat all the time, and blah, 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 blah. I'm in all of this pain. And she's trying to rope people in to say, me too, and think that Optavia is the answer.
And I was in a bit of darkness and survival mode. I felt really hopeless. I was saying no to friends going out. Had a full-blown food addiction to drive-thrus as well as Diet Coke, not even having one sip of water during the day.
Okay. The lack of water, a problem. Imagine thinking that if you do struggle with food addiction, thinking that going into a restrictive diet is the answer, rather than addressing what's really going on and how you're feeling and identifying patterns and things of that nature that you would work through with a therapist. Imagine thinking an Optavia, an MLM company, is the answer. That just, to me, feels like you're white knuckling even more. Imagine if Erin here, not this Erin, imagine if she would have gone to therapy. Imagine if she would have worked through her feelings and worked through and addressed her relationship with food and learned to build a complete plate and learned to not have these fears of food, unless obviously you have allergies and things of that nature, obviously, right? But imagine how much healthier she would be. I mean, it would be night and day. Imagine, and I don't know if she does this, but imagine if we got some weights in her hands. Imagine if she had the ability to move her body in a way that helped with preventing osteoporosis, helping with your mental health, helping with your cardiovascular health, helping to make sure that you're maintaining mobility and flexibility as you age, building muscle that in turn burns more calories. Imagine if she had actually learned those things instead of restrictive dieting. She would be so much further along. But here she is weaponizing her emotionally charged story, because that's how these people get to other people. They share the before and after picture. They throw up, big weight loss. I lost 80 pounds. I lost da 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 da. And somebody is so desperate and uncomfortable in their skin that they don't understand how to properly fuel their body. And so they think that this is the answer. And this is how people get roped in. They're emotionally manipulated into misinformation. I hate it.
And so at that time in my life, I was in that spot, just hiding my food from my family, eating it and then throwing it away. I was saying no to a lot of things until I started to see my closest friend, one of my closest friends, Stacy Barrett, share her story online. And she was sharing her family, but she was also sharing a bit about her health journey. And I watched her for 3 years before even calling her and talking to her. And it took a lot in me to be able to call her because I didn't believe that I could actually do it. But really what I needed someone just to tell me what to do so I could actually just do it. And finally I called her crying on the phone, asking
Oh
her
my
for help. I
God.
was actually on the kindergarten playground where I teach. And I called her and I was in desperation for something to just work for me. And so I started the weight loss plan with Stacy as my coach. I
That's the 5-in-1 that she's talking about, 800 to 1,000 calories a day.
had, ate 6 times a day, drank all of my water, did all the things, and I lost 100 pounds in 7 months. And I had
100 pounds in 7 months tells me exactly what I need to know. Extreme calorie deficit. That's what this was. And that's why she's lost that amount of weight in that short period of time. I think we figured it out earlier on the members only live. And I think that's like 3.5 pounds a week. It's almost double the amount of healthy weight loss that is sustainable. If this person thinks that this is sustainable for the rest of her life, she's got another wake-up call coming. And that's just a fact. That's science. God, this is awful.
no idea that I could do that. So here's what I know. I have a coach.
7 months.
I have a community. I have behavioral habit support, and I have a nutrition plan. And all of those things have created a full transformation for me. And throughout my journey, Stacy asked me to coach, and
I want to see her nutrition plan. By the way, I sent another video to Brianna Jewell the other day. I texted her and I was like, girl, you have to see this. You must see this. I hope she reacts to it. If not, I will. But it's another Optavia video. This is just sad. It's like I'm watching this and I know what's going to happen on the other side. It's like watching the slowest atrocity, like I don't want to be specific, but something really bad happening in slow motion, and you're watching it like, don't do that, don't do that, and you can't do anything about it. I mean, I hope I'm doing something about it by talking about this within my scope of practice. My God.
I said no, 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 no. And I said no a lot. But why did I say no? Because
Now, was Stacy the one at the beginning that was saying that she doesn't pester people because she knows she has to train them? Remember when she was like, oh, I don't ask everybody. Now, Stacy, if you see this, which I hope you do, I really do hope somebody sends it to them. My question is, did you pester Erin because she lost so much weight in such a short period of time that you knew it would be good for sales and recruiting? Because at the beginning of this, you said you didn't pester people. But Erin here just said that she kept telling you no over and over again, which the first no should have been enough, but clearly not in MLM. So which is true? Do you not pester everybody, or do you try to convert everybody into a coach? Because I bet it's the latter of those two. Because we know that, that's how this works.
Because my journey really started for me, myself, and I, and no one else. My journey was for me. And so I just wanted to do it for myself, not for anyone else, because I was already put a 1 in the chat if you are already taking care of your mom, your neighbors.
I actually got a PSA about colorectal cancer on this live stream. Y'all stay safe and get checked out regularly if you can. I love that is the kind of ad that is running on this. I love that. That's amazing. Yes. Get your preventative screening, go see your doctor. If it's been a while and you have access to a doctor, please make a doctor's appointment. I'm asking you to make a doctor's appointment and go get checked out, have a physical done, get some blood work done. If the doctor freaks you out, which I get, take somebody with you that can advocate for you, that can help you get through it. But please go get checked out. Please go schedule, your pap smears, your mammograms, go get all of that stuff done. It's really important. It's really, really important. If that's all you get out of this live stream, that's enough for me. Please go get checked out. And if you haven't been to the doctor or the dentist in a while, please, okay? I know that's easier said than done, but yeah.
Your family, your brother, your sister, your kids, you're taking care of so many things, but I had to take care of myself. And so at over 300 pounds, my world was really small. And as I got smaller, my world started to get bigger.
That is terrible, what she just said. Can you believe that, Luna? I know. That is horrific. Luna didn't like that. Not one bit.
And as it got bigger, I knew that my friends and my family needed what I had in my hand.
No, they don't. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with emotions. I think that emotions are a powerful, powerful thing. But she's been with this company for how long? Did she say 4 years? And this type of emotion is coming up. I'm just wondering. I'm no therapist, obviously. This is just me asking a question. I'm just wondering if there are deep-seated things that have not been addressed, that Optavia is the Band-Aid that goes over it, and it's just hanging on by a thread. I could be completely off because I don't know this person. I'm no therapist, but the emotions in this story 4 years later, when you're making this seem like this is the solution and that you're so healthy, they're not meshing to me. It seems like two different ways of thinking almost. I may not be explaining this well, but it just seems like two very different things.
And so just like everyone else's health journey looks different, your coaching journey looks different too. And so, like I said, I have a full-time job. I said yes to coaching 4 years ago while I was only lost 50 pounds, while I was still on my health.
What do you mean only lost 50 pounds? That's incredible. I mean, did she lose the 50 pounds prior to this? I'm confused because then she said she lost 100 pounds in 7 months, but she lost 50 pounds. Did she lose the 50 pounds prior to this? If she did, that tells me that she was already manipulating her caloric intake and the amount of calories that she was burning in some way, shape, or form. So I'm confused because the time frames are weird to me. But they always are in these scenarios, right? They never give you the full story.
Journey. And I am able to do both of these at the same time. I'm a working mom and I do this part-time. And here are a few things that I do that have worked for me and in my coaching journey. And so as a coach, social media has been a tool for me to share about my story and have that extra layer of accountability. So
you're sharing your story for you. I don't believe that for a second. I think, and I know in multi-level marketing, you are taught to tell your story because that's how you sell people, through the manipulation of emotions. These emotions that are coming up from Erin, this is Erin, by the way. This is Erin, yes, but this is Erin and Optavia. Be like this Erin, not that Erin. Healthy relationship with food, questionable. Anyways, I totally lost where I was going with that, but it's just weird, guys. This is weird, but this is how they wrote people in, and I hate it.
Social media is a contribution, not something to hide behind. I live out loud. I do things online and I do things in person. I do both. I work in the car. I work everywhere I go.
Yeah, we know. Because you have to work 24/7 to try and recruit the next person, to try and convince, if you have an Optavia customer, to flip. What do they call that? Yeah, flipping, right? We used to call it flipping the hostess when I was in my MLM party days. And I think that's what they call it. But there's something that they call it in Optavia. I want to say it's flipping. I could be wrong, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. Yikes.
Sometimes I'll do little breaks on, my lunch breaks, and I'll work there. And remember,
I'd rather just eat lunch and not have to work 24/7. This is not time freedom. I know she's trying to make it seem like, oh, you can work anywhere. No, you're working everywhere. The carpool pickup line, or the after school pickup line, the bathroom, you're laying in bed working 24/7. No, thank you.
Everyone's journey is different. It does not have to look like mine. And so I'm able to fit it in different.
DC, have you told everybody about your trip? I think you have, but I haven't mentioned anything because I wasn't sure if you did. So let me know if we can talk about that.
Different places, kind of like the nooks and crannies. So now that we've kind of peeled back a layer on what coaching might look like, or even my own personal journey, there's some things that surprise people, and the majority of coaches.
Oh, guys, she said I could talk about it. DC is going to be staying with me. She's coming here to Vegas to infiltrate Monations, and she's going to stay with me. We're going to get to meet in person, and I'm real excited about it. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you are too, DC. Yeah, Monations undercover. I did not buy a ticket, but, I may need to be a supportive friend in that scenario if I can make it work. I haven't even talked to her about that yet, but yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm hoping that we can live stream together, maybe, DC, from here. I can just move my chair over, It's going to be so fun. I can't wait. I have so much that I want to talk to DC about. And DC and I have never met in person. So it's going to be really fun.
Don't start out with years and years of experience or a fancy background or a fitness or business. They actually just start where they are. And so my friend Jen, I'm excited for you to hear from her, because she is the perfect example of how to begin with zero experience and still create an incredible business.
Yeah, starting from where you are, let me tell you where I was when I became a health coach. I had been in full-time.
Is this your before and after picture? What are we? Okay. Wish I would have known I would be successful without any previous health coach experience. Not only have I been able to help others get healthy, it's strengthened my health, they use the word health a lot. I don't think it means what they think it means. It's strengthened my health, deepened my purpose, and I've created a life aligned with my values and the people I love.
Vocational ministry since I was 25 years old. So my entire adult life. And I was on the cusp of turning 40. And we had 4 small kids. And my husband was let go from the church that we had served at. Nothing crazy. They were just restructuring. He's a good man.
Well, then why mention it? This is so weird.
I feel like I need to say that. But he was left without a position at the church staff. And so in our wonder and in our dreaming and in our adventure, because we're kind of that way, we were like, well, then let's just go start our own church, which sounds exciting, but there's actually $0 in that. And so
what about the tax exemption, though? God, I hate that. Tax the churches. Tax them. It's a business. I don't care what anybody says. Tax the freaking churches. Okay.
The age and stage of my kids was like preschool and up. So I said, you know what? I'll be the bivocational one, and let me go to work. And I had been invited onto a call very similar to this when I shared with a friend, like, I'm going to have to get a job because we're going to do this. And she said, well, why don't you explore health coaching?
Oh God, that's another phrase they use. A lot of their their Zooms that they do trying to recruit people, they'll call it exploring health coaching. I'm laughing in my ACE personal training certification loudly with my entire chest.
And I thought, me? I really was like, really? What would make you think that I could be a health coach? I have never run a business before. I don't have any background in health or nutrition. I didn't have a lot of weight to lose because I had gotten baby weight off and sort of just sort of accepted this like almost 44 baby's body, and it was fine. So I didn't really even know if the program was going to be a big fit for me or a good fit for me. And so here I was, a mom, busy with life, and honestly, very afraid to fail. I remember asking.
Why do they keep saying that? I mean, I know why they keep saying it, but why do you guys think they keep saying that? Being afraid to fail. I think she's mentioned that many, many times. And I just find it really ironic, almost foreshadowing in a way, knowing what we know about the statistics around multi-level marketing. I was afraid to fail. Yikes, man.
Myself, who would I even help? Do I have the right personality for this? Like, is there some sort of, personality type that fits best, introvert, extrovert, like who is best suited for this kind of work? And is it me? Am I about to get in way over my head? Like, what am I committing myself to now? I have a very full life. It felt risky. And
I mean, do I want to say that? Yeah, I'm going to say it. I mean, it sounds like a cult to me, but, sounds a little risky. Might lose some relationships, lose some money for the majority of people in multi-level marketing. But, hey, right on. I missed a couple things. Your tank top friend, member for 15 months. Thank you so much. Here for the Optavia snark. I appreciate you. And Cal, member for 17 months. It feels like a week ago that I joined. Does it really? I love that. Time flies when we're having fun. Time flies when we're having fun. I appreciate y'all. And if you guys would like to become a member, click the join button. Would love to have you. We do a lot of fun stuff.
I didn't want to waste time. And honestly, I didn't want to embarrass myself because I was like, ugh. But here's the truth. This is what I found. I found the exact opposite of what I feared. I discovered that I actually didn't need to have all the answers to start. In fact, I became a client and became a coach on the very same day. I ordered
This
a
part
health
right
kit
here.
and a business kit. And I didn't need years of experience. What I needed was just willingness to learn, to come onto calls like this, to engage in the community, and to take it one day at a time. I needed a desire to help others. That was important. And I did. I found this to be a tool in my belt to make an impact in the lives of people that were just kind of already in my life.
Here's the thing. If you are going to help people with nutrition and any kind of health coaching, it's really important that you know what you're doing. It's really important that you have the necessary credentials. It's really important that you are educated in helping people, because I don't think, I look back at when I was in multi-level marketing and the things that I've said when I was a part of Prove It, and I'm like, I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. No idea. I was repeating what my upline was telling me. I was repeating what I heard on the training call. We've seen it from Prove It distributors, Prove It promoters, when they're like, I was just on this training call, and then they'll try to regurgitate and it translates terribly and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, same. But now I have the credentials and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm able to connect people to resources, and I'm able to help people build a complete plate that's balanced with food that they enjoy and that honors their culture, instead of creating fear of food in people, instead of, people encouraging people through my social media posts to have this extreme relationship with working out, almost like it's a self-hatred type of act because it was so extreme. There's a reason I don't like 75 hard. There's a reason that I think and believe that you know, you being able to start somewhere and get in movement to the best of your ability based on your body and where you're at, that's a beautiful start, you know, and building those things into your day without these extreme things is a liberating feeling. Because I can look back when I was in MLM and remember some of the extreme things. I was doing 75 hard when I had, during the pandemic in February, when I didn't realize that I had COVID. I'm doing 75 hard. I'm walking laps in my house because I was committed to it. That's the kind of like, what are we doing? It makes no sense. So when I talk about like extreme things and extreme habits and the things that I used to do and the things that I would say on social media and why I talk about these things now, which is the basis of why I started this YouTube channel and started to speak out, because I had people asking, where did you go? All of a sudden you were just gone. This is where I've been. What we participated in was wrong. What I did was wrong. And now I'm going to do everything that I can to prevent people from joining and falling down those same traps. Because these are traps. And unfortunately, it hurts people's health.
In my community, at my church, at the kids' school. And then I just needed the courage to start before I felt ready, which is what I did. And then to actually find success, which I have, all I did is lean into the training. I leaned into the person that invited me on the call. So if this is connecting, reach out to the person that's invited you on the call. And I needed the community. And then I just started helping people one at a time. And over time, something amazing happened for me. I actually did build a business, but not just any business. It was a business that actually fit around my life, not the other way around. I made an income that contributed to my family's future.
Oh, really? Where do you fall on the income disclosure statement? How big is your team? Do you have a team? Somebody was asking about 75 hard and what it is. And I actually I think this was several years ago. I talked about doing a video on 75 hard. Now as a certified personal trainer, I think that might be appropriate, you know, to talk about what it is and why I hate it. But essentially, it is a set of commitments that you make to yourself. And you have to read 10 pages out of a book. You have to pick some kind of a diet and stick to it. You've got to drink a gallon of water a day, which is not safe for everybody. You have to 2 workouts a day. The first one is 45 minutes. It can be indoors. The second one has to be outdoors for 45 minutes. And I don't know if I'm missing anything else. You do it for 75 days. Oh, you have to take a daily accountability picture. All the things that you shouldn't be doing when it comes to health and fitness, in my opinion, that's 75 hard. I hate it. Oh, really? Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm into it. Yeah, this is absolutely what we should call it. 75 toxic. Yeah. It's by Andy Frisella. It's a very like alpha bro. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it.
And I created impact that went far beyond the scale.
Yeah, and if you miss one day, if you miss any of those habits in a day, then you have to start completely over. It's, yeah, 75 hard, aka the opposite of healthy, slow, sustainable changes. Exactly. The complete opposite of how I coach people. Yeah.
On the scale, but I did lose weight and I am way healthier now at 51 than I was when I started at 40.
Define health. How are we measuring this? Are we talking about weight? Are we talking about fitness levels? Are we talking about cardiovascular levels, cardiovascular health? Are we talking about strength? Are we talking about bone density? Are we talking about muscle mass? Are we talking about your lipid panel, cholesterol, triglycerides, those types of things. How are we exactly measuring health? Or is that just a blanket statement that they use in Optavia? Oh, wait. That's exactly what that is.
But seeing people get their life back, their energy back, their confidence back, actually felt like ministry to me. And to my absolute surprise, because remember, I was like, me? Really? So to my surprise, I actually have enjoyed this journey as much as I've enjoyed all the results that my life has received as a part. So what started as a step into the unknown has now become a 12-year career that I absolutely love. A career that's allowed me to make a difference, build relationships, grow personally, and design a life around what matters most. So now I want to send it over to Stacy, who's all about building a life around what matters most, and she's going to talk about that kind of rhythm now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, thanks, Jen. I love that. Build a life around what matters most. So when I started, I thought I was just trying to lose some weight. What I didn't know was that this would be the perfect job for me.
Wait a minute. Is she doing the whole Eric Worre? When I started this, I thought it was blah, 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 blah. What I learned was blah, 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 blah. What I'm hoping for in the future is blah, 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 blah. That's what that sounds like to me.
To impact others, to grow in my gifts, to create income and purpose outside the four walls of my home while I was building my people. So this before and after that you see right there, that's the first one I ever posted 7 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, I'm healthier now than I was then. Like I have more muscle and I weigh less. It's not like you're one and done. You're never arrived in your health journey. This coaching thing has helped me, right? And then those 4 kids that you see to the right, you guys, those are my pride and joy. I'm obsessed with being their mom, but I'm obsessed with having the flexibility to earn income, do the things that I do, and have the flexibility to be with them. So I remember in August, just like this one, I was coming back from Tahoe to Phoenix. It was super hot. I had 4 little kids. So those giants that you saw in that picture at the time, they were ages 5 to 11. And I was tired. I was frustrated. I was feeling fluffy after summer, wine, cheese. I was endlessly trying to lose weight. I thought I'd be dieting till I died. And every January I'd...
That sounds horrific. Also, what do you think you're doing in Optavia? Dieting until you die or until the company closes, which I hope is very soon because I hate it here. Hate it.
Right, lose weight on my New Year's resolution, and by January 19th, it'd be over it. Every year, nothing changed. I had no plan and I had no support. I white knuckle a diet, and then I would fall off a cliff into a pizza because everything I tried was so hard I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, and that's what happens in Optavia as well because they're white knuckling through the 5 and 1, trying to get through it. It's not sustainable, so they end up, having that slice of pizza. Granted, did you know that I'm in, well, these last few days, I'm in a refeed, which is when you go back up to maintenance calories and you increase your carb intake. And I'm also doing a deload. A deload is when all the things that have been kind of on the back burner through your, it's a bodybuilding thing. I guess that's the best way to describe that. But it allows your body to, instead of whatever your focus is in your mesocycle with bodybuilding, it is a rest period. So I'm still going to the gym. I'm still doing some weights, but I'm decreasing the intensity, decreasing the load. And what it does is gets the blood pumping, but it also allows my body to send those resources from food, eating at maintenance level, increasing the carbs a little bit. It's building back up my glycogen stores. It's allowing my body to heal some of the things that have been on the back burner because building muscle was the important thing in all of this. Why am I telling you guys this? I don't remember, but that's where I'm at. And then I'll go back down to a calorie deficit, a very conservative calorie deficit, and start my new cycle, my new workout routine, if you will. So yeah, also there's nothing wrong with wine and cheese. That's why I was telling you guys this. I was eating pizza in my calorie deficit and still losing weight. I don't know why they always are like, pizza's terrible. I mean, if you're eating the whole pizza, okay, let's talk about the calorie consumption there. But if you're having a slice or two because you want to have a slice or two, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it fits into your goals, there's nothing wrong with that. unless your doctor has told you to watch carbs, of course, or you're allergic or anyways. Zippered Bell, thank you so much for being a member for 18 months. Munches Hawaiian pizza. I love it. Listen, I like pineapple on pizza. Okay. I know some of you don't like that. I do.
My actual life. I was used to being the big friend. I was the mom on the sidelines. In Phoenix, I have pictures of myself in a resort, in a pool, in yoga pants, holding my children. What in the actual world was happening, right?
That sounds terrible.
And my husband was the one. He noticed our friend Deborah on social media. She's posting, she's sharing her story, and he's like, can we just call her? I'm like, I don't want to call her. I don't want to do her thing. But I realized.
Your husband said that to you? Why? What do you mean? That sounded like, can we just call them and see if they can babysit? What?
What she was doing was working and what I was doing wasn't. So I got on a phone call with her and she told me about the plan. And even though it was an investment, I was like, this is less than I'm spending on food right now. And what I'm eating is keeping me fluffy. And what she's eating is making her look like an ever-loving supermodel. I think I'm going to have what she's having. And so even though I didn't want to buy her food, I did it. It was a miracle. And I lost over 50 pounds and I've kept it off now for almost 7 years.
I'm sorry. Is it a miracle or did you just put yourself into an extreme calorie deficit and probably stayed somewhere in that range for 7 years or whatever she just said? The investment is like $300 to $400. So you mean to tell me that you are spending more than $300 to $400 a month on food just for yourself? Didn't she say that she has like a bunch of kids? That seems a little off to me. The math is not mathing. Didn't she say at the beginning we're going to talk about the math? Yikes.
About a year in, I asked her 3 questions because people were asking me, and I'd worked super hard to stay home. I have a degree in finance. We've invested in real estate.
What did you say? What? You have... Wait a tick. You have a degree in finance? And you said we were going to go over the math while showing the income disclosure statement where the math is not mathing for most people in that company. And you're going to get on here and say all of this? That's... I have no words. My jaw has hit the floor. Wow. It's fascinating.
I was the one who put my husband through college. So I'm a professional commercial real estate, stayed home with my kids with managing rentals because I wanted that life for them. So nothing I would have said yes to would have impacted that priority. But I asked her, super straightforward, what are you making? What would I make? Do I even have time for this? And when she answered, the numbers made sense.
What numbers were those? You're mentioning it for a reason. You're talking about the math being discussed, but you can't share those numbers because that's not what happens for the majority of people, which is why she showed the income disclosure statement at the beginning of this, because she knows that. Right, Luna? Isn't this wild? Can you believe her? Terrible. Wow.
At the time, we didn't really need the income. We just closed a huge deal. But people who make money like to make money. We like to have things, and we like to have freedom, right? And also, the market goes up and the market goes down. And we had lost everything in the recession. And we had built back from nothing with our blood, sweat, and tears, dragging 4 little kids with us to rental properties. So I knew.
Oh, I can't wait till Optavia closes. I will not be elaborating. Thank you.
That diversifying my income into health and wellness with cash flow, didn't have to borrow debt for, that made a lot of sense.
That'd be fun.
And so what I didn't know, even though I started coaching for accountability and maybe a little income to cover my own food, what I didn't know when I started coaching was how I would grow as a person.
Oh.
And how that growth would impact every area of my life.
You mean learning how to manipulate people? Like this entire call? Ooh, I wouldn't be bragging about that. That's giving me the ick. Well, come here, ma'am. Come here so you can say hi to everybody. Come here. Come here. Come and say hi. Come here, little girl. Everybody say hello to Luna. Oh, it's the Luna show, and we're just all living in it, you know? We needed that break. How are you? How are you? Huh? Oh my goodness. Oh my. Can we get some purring for the people? Are you making biscuits on my chin? I love you. Not on my mouth. I know where that paw has been, ma'am. What are you doing? Careful. What have you been doing? Hmm? Her toes are perfectly tucked, so unfortunately there's no toe beans. I'm sorry, everybody. I knew my life was a TV show. Yeah, love Fats. She's so funny with her paw. She likes putting it on my chin. Are you drooling? She's drooling. Oh, Luna likes other cats. You are drooling. She's drooling. Oh man, Luna, you're the best. You're getting extra treats after this. Okay. Thanks, ma'am. She's drooling. All right, let's see what else they have to say.
The skills I've developed coaching others and healthy habits, they've prepared me to coach my own kids through their teen years.
I'm sorry. Optavia taught you how to coach your children. What are you coaching your children on? I feel like we should be a little bit more specific. What are we coaching children on that you learned through Optavia? Don't tell me food. Don't tell me nutrition. Oh my God. What? What is happening? What?
My 4 teenagers, they're not just great athletes, and they are, but they're incredible humans. And I believe a lot of that is because of what I've learned here, how healthy families operate, how to lead, how to truly listen, how to regulate my nervous system, how to be peace. Parenting, it's really all about learning how to lead ourselves. And through the tools of Optavia, I've learned how to do just that. I've learned
That is not going to age well. This will not age well at all. This person, when Optavia closes, is going to be in a post or on a live with all of her tears and boogers. Oh, I can only imagine her conversations with her children. If she's coaching them using tools that she's learned from Optavia.
through coaching others how to advocate for my own kids. I have a daughter who battles an autoimmune disease, and when a specialist told me you can only put her on medication, diet and exercise will not work for this, I walked out of his office because you know what? He doesn't know what I do. He doesn't.
Wow. Wow. You walked out of a specialist's office for your daughter who has an autoimmune issue, thinking that Optavia is the cure for this, for your child? Thinking you know better than a specialist? I'm actually shocked. I am shocked by that part. Oh my God.
know that I see people change their lives and their health every single day.
Yeah, me too. But they're doing it in a healthy way, and I'm teaching them how to build a complete plate and not be afraid of food and fuel their bodies properly. Stacy, is that her name? Stacy, you and I are not the same. No. My God.
Even though I didn't need this for the income, I needed it as a human. And there have been seasons like this one right now where my husband's on his way to get the second MRI for one of my athletes in the last 7 days. Who's counting? Diversifying from real estate into health and wellness was one of the smartest financial decisions we've ever made. So I thought I was signing up for a diet. What I really signed up for was a better marriage.
Oh, I do not like her. I don't like this. I don't like what she's saying. I don't like how she's talking about her children. I don't like any of this. Nobody needs Optavia. Nobody.
Better parenting, a healthier body, a healthier mindset, growth in my communication skills,
Nope.
a purposeful life. And
Mm-mm.
those are things I can never put a price tag on. This is the last thing I ever wanted to do, the last thing I ever expected to do. But I am so glad I didn't miss this. And that's why coaching, guys, it's so much more than just a number on the scale. It's about confidence. It's about purpose. It's about building a life that you love.
They say this, but everything about their activities and their focus is based on the size of your waist and the number on the scale. That is their main manipulation tool for their downline. That comes from people that were a part of Optavia. That's how they manipulate people to get back on plan so that their upline can make that commission. And she's sitting here trying to say, oh, it's not about the number on the scale. Everything with these people is about the number on the scale. They lead these emotionally charged stories with the number on the scale. They define healthy as the number on the scale, the smallest possible number that you can get, the smallest amount of food that you can take in on a daily basis. You've got to be kidding me.
And speaking of building a life that you love, I cannot wait for you to meet my friend Marcus too. She's going to talk about how coaching fits.
She looks miserable. Why is she, again, this is a perfect example of the emotions are not matching what she's saying. To me, just watching this, the emotions, they just don't match. Like when Erin was talking earlier and I was like, but I don't understand, if you found the tool or whatever, the solution, and you've been a part of Optavia for 4 years, why are you so emotional about it unless you're white knuckling it?
Fits into busy schedules in real life, military moves, 4 kids, sports schedules, vacations, so much beautiful chaos. And just like I asked Deborah, Marcus is going to talk dollars and compensation. We are not afraid to talk about this. So Marka, will you tell them how have you made this work for you and explain a little bit about how coaches get paid?
Yeah, thank you, Stacy. And I feel a slight pressure talking about this topic because everyone that shared tonight has.
Oh, good. I hope you feel even more pressure knowing that you're on my channel as I debunk you. I love that for you. Sit in it. Also, leave the military community alone. Thank you.
Huge things on their plates. We know that. And, I think when I first heard about the coaching community,
No
I
disclaimer.
just remember sitting there as nursing my 4th baby I had in 5 years, 2 weeks. I was going to move from San Diego to Virginia Beach with a deployed husband by myself. And after talking with Jen and exploring it, I just thought, oh my, like how in the world is this going to fit into my very busy life? And as of tomorrow, we are packing up and moving to our 5th state in 6 years, which is just wild. And, my calendar has been filled with vacations and birthday parties and sporting events. And like many of you, really excited.
5th state in 6 years. So that's 1 military base a year. I don't think they move enlisted people like that. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Joy-filled memories and some of the hardest times of my life, right? That's how calendars work. And here's the thing. I wish I would have known from the beginning that this business fits into real schedules and real life. And I'm not talking about the Instagram version where your laundry is all nicely folded and your kitchen is spotless and you're on the wonderful girls trip or whatever it may be. I'm talking about real life, day-to-day grit and grind. And for me, with all the moves, coaching has become what I like to call
Could be DC.
portable income.
Portable?
No matter where the military sends me, no matter what life throws at us with different tournaments or, it doesn't even matter. It actually doesn't even matter because this income comes exactly
You know where I was going with that, DC. I know you do.
with me everywhere I go. And there's actually a lot of peace in knowing that you never have to find another job or start over or do a whole different work set of information that you have no idea what you're doing in a new town with people that you don't know. It's just here. And,
But that's exactly what you're doing when you move to a new location. You're meeting new people. You're making new friends in the location that you're moving to, that you're going to pitch Optavia to. That doesn't even make any sense what she just said.
whether you fall in love with coaching the way I did the last 6 years, it took me like 60 days to like really be like, okay, this is it. Or you just simply are going to appreciate the flexibility. This vehicle works every time. It is work. It's not optional. It's extremely flexible, but you do have to show up. We do work. This is work for me right now, ironically. And the beauty is that this
Oh, it is? This is work for you? So you're getting paid to do that? You're getting paid to do this Zoom? I'm getting paid to do this through AdSense. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting paid for your work, but she's not getting paid on this Zoom unless she recruits somebody or sells some product. What do you mean? This is work. You might classify it as work, but you're not getting paid for it. Let's just be real. This is free work for Optavia.
work is built around really what matters most to you. That phrase has been repeated over and over again. And all of us on this call, especially the 4 of us sharing tonight, have rocks, like things that right now you are thinking, well, if I have to do this, I will not sacrifice this.
I'm sorry. When does the part where you explain how people get paid in Optavia start? Because right now I'm just hearing a lot of emotional manipulation and wasting of people's time. When do you actually get to, hey, if you sell a product, package essentially to a customer, you earn a commission off that. Here's what you make off of that. Here's the percentage. This should be very simple. Nothing in MLM is simple, first of all. They have to emotionally charge their audience to get them in the right mindset to be able to manipulate them for the next thing.
And we all have those. We're all carrying these rocks that are the most valuable things to us. For me, that's my family. A healthy marriage coming from parents who are divorced. Like that's a high priority to me, to have this healthy marriage, that my kids see a present, healthy mom. My spiritual walk's a huge rock in my calendar.
And why are any of these things mentioned in what is supposed to be a business call? I mean, in a cult, I feel like this would be appropriate. I do think that Optavia and other MLM companies are commercial cults because of the tactics that they use. But if this is supposed to be a business call, then why are we oversharing? Oh, because it's not a business. Got it.
Schedule, my friendships, my relationships, my actual physical health is a rock in my schedule. Coaching is like the sand and pebbles that fall into this jar in between the spaces.
What the hell kind of analogy is that? Rocks, pebbles, sand in a jar? What are we doing?
Of these rocks, these foundations, these non-negotiables of areas that I want to grow in. It's completely integrated in my actual life. It's not separate.
That's what happens in cults. It takes over your entire life. So I'm glad that we can agree on something here.
Separated from it. And you actually don't have to choose between being a stay-at-home mom and showing up for your family in the way you like to show up and building the business. They coexist beautifully. And because of the potential income, and I'm definitely not scared to talk about money. I'm also have a finance background. So for me, I love this topic because of the potential of the income that you can earn.
And there it is. The potential that you can earn. I guarantee you this person isn't even in the top of the company. Because of the potential, ma'am, you work in finance. You know exactly how finances are very black and white, very data driven. You can't measure the success of a business if you're measuring it by potential. What's being spent, what's coming in. At the fact that she's like, I also am, finance, or however she worded that, I don't remember. And then saying, because of the potential. Now, you're aware of how statistics works if you work in finance, I feel like. She's aware of the statistics behind Optavia. If she has a team, I guarantee you she's aware of what kind of income or lack thereof her downline is making. But go off about being in finance.
Showed the disclosure. I'm actually able to delegate some of the things that drain my time and energy that I never thought I would do before, which gives back to the rocks, like a laundry service or a house cleaner, or
except those people are getting paid for it. They're getting paid for their time. They're getting paid for, wait for it, their work. They're getting paid to do the laundry. They're getting paid to do these jobs. Now, you might consider this Zoom part of your job, but this isn't a job. You're making money off of a downline and probably a handful of customers.
delegating babysitters so I can get stuff done around the house, etc. It means I can stay focused on what I value most, those rocks that I listed, whatever you're thinking right now, your rocks, but it still actually moves my business forward. And for some people, I'm going to speak to two groups right now. Some people on this call, this might become a replacement income, like fully replace an income, something that
the odds of that happening is slim to none, based on Optavia's own income disclosure statement, that black and white sheet of data that comes from the company. This is a perfect pause story. Pause story when Aaron actually uses facts to debunk what I'm saying. Yikes.
completely changes your family's financial picture. And some of you are on this call, and where you'll probably want to get started is just this flexible additional income that creates what I like to call margin, like margin for experiences with your family and friends.
Oh, but not income. Margin, not for income, right? For accountability, community. Yeah, okay. The reason they don't lead with income is because people don't make money in multi-level marketing companies. That's why it was listed as number 4 on their list in their cute little PowerPoint that they had at the beginning, which, by the way, who did that? I remember DC saying that. That's why it's listed as number 4, because the majority of people do not make money in income. I think you have to be about a third of the way, if not a little bit more, on that income disclosure statement that we talked about earlier in order to even break even. To break even.
Margin for generosity, because you want to give more to certain causes that make your heart beat. Margin for breathing room. That was me. I just needed some breathing room. I needed to go to Target without anyone hounding me about why we had new seasonal pillows. I needed some breathing room. And honestly, I wish I would have known sooner some of the peace and the flexibility and the possibility that could come from just saying yes to
that could come, but not necessarily, and more than likely won't happen for many of the people that were on this call thinking that Optavia was possibly an answer. It won't be. If you're in Optavia and you're thinking about joining, or if you're let me back up. If you're thinking about joining Optavia, this is not the answer. It's not the answer for nutrition. It's not the answer for making additional income. No. Which, by the way, I'm going to be I just signed my first brand deal. And I'm very excited because I'm going to be able to offer a tool to help people get out of financial debt from being in an MLM. There will be more to come on that very soon. Very excited to share this with you guys.
exploring coaching further. And right now, you guys are like starting to kind of churn in your brains, like, okay, what are my rocks? What are some of my non-negotiables? What would that look like? Where would this fit in? And before I go into like the actual numbers, like the compensation, some like
Why is it taking you so long? I should have looked at where she was at in the video and where she actually starts the part that she's supposed to talk about, which is how you make money and what that looks like. When does that start? Because this has been a whole lot of information about you that doesn't necessarily pertain to other people when you're just supposed to be talking about the numbers as somebody that was in finance.
Really, for me, not boring, but some slides about like what you would get paid to actually acquire and assist and walk alongside people to help them reach their goals, whatever those goals may be. I just want to answer the question that you're all wondering right now is like, can this actually work in my life? Because my
No.
life looks different than hers and the person
No.
next door. And the answer is yes, it can.
No, it's not.
And not because after this call, when you hop on a Coach Explorer with whoever invited you.
That's what they call it, a Coach Explorer. No, I can't hold you, Mama. I can't hold you right now.
Please reach out to them and you kind of ask the questions that were sparked from this conversation, or maybe you feel like there were some things that were subsided. It's not that there's something that magically happens to your schedule. Your life is not going to slow down after this call, after you become a coach, but it actually works because this business is built to move with you. It's actually meant to grow.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that you just work 24/7. Yeah, that tracks.
With you and fit in between the moments that matter most to you as the rocks and pebbles. So let's talk about what you're going to earn by helping the people that are probably already noticing.
I'm sorry. What you will earn? That sounds like a guaranteed statement. I don't think you can say that.
Your transformation, or potentially the people that are on your heart that you have a knack for health and wellness like Jen did. And you're just kind of sitting there wondering like, well, I wish I could pay this forward or give them a simple vehicle. So I think we have some slides that we're going to just really simply.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Hold on. I want to get a little closer. Okay. New coach bonuses, impact multipliers. Okay. This sounds like this is sort of a, what the heck? I can't think of what that's called. Like a fast start bonus for with like your first 90 days or something like that.
Walk you through. So this is new coach bonus impact multiplier. All right. I want you to look at two things on this slide under the requirements section. We're looking at 3 to 5, ladies and gentlemen. Now here's the deal, because
3 to 5 new clients. What is FL clients? I don't know what FL means. Do y'all know what FL? Yeah, fast start bonus. Thank you, Kay Marie. 3 new FL clients. It's probably like an auto ship. Frontline clients. Okay, now that makes sense. Y'all are super smart. 3 new clients. And please, what is her name? Marka Sue. Please outline the amount of free labor it takes to try and get 1 client. I'll wait, let alone 3 to 5. And I know she's going to make it seem like, oh, this is so easy to do. No, it's not. Because if this were the case, the income disclosure statement would look completely different than it already does. So Marka Sue, write that down.
I've done my homework and I know I've done this a long time. You become like the people you're around. And so if you're on this call, not quite at your goal weight, there's 3 to 5 people in your life that actually need what you have. And quite frankly, my mom didn't want to get started with Jen Jones. She loves Jen Jones. I'm sure she'll see her next week. She wanted to work with me because she trusted me, because she loved me, because she didn't want to send Jen Jones her before and after pictures. She wanted to work with me. We're looking at husbands, you guys. You know, when you see that number 3, you know who it is. Like you're going to say like, you know who it is. You know who's on your heart. I believe that people are put on your heart. You guys, $600 to walk alongside to help this friend or family member get healthy. In the next 3 months, $1,800. I'm looking at Christmas. I'm looking at whatever you spent over summer.
You know what I would like to be looking at? I would like to be looking at the percentage of people in Optavia that actually hit these things, because I bet it is slim to none.
I'm looking at your kids' shoes. I'm looking at the college trips you want to go to see your kids cheer on a Saturday. 5 new clients. Because let me tell you what happens with those 3. 2 of them get really healthy, like really healthy. Okay, we're going to have to work really hard with the 3rd, but those 2, and they're going to start saying, hey, let me refer you my friend or family member. because that's what it takes, because that's what we do. We make an impact into one life, and they feel so good. They feel so energetic that they actually throw that pebble, and it's a ripple effect because everyone around them wants to be healthy as well. And so let's just talk.
What is her obsession with pebbles and rocks? What is that? Why is that a Jen has a podcast, you say?
About, I mean, I said Target throw pillows because I don't really want Jim like breathing down my neck. I'm a military spouse. You can literally Google what we make. Did you know our income is based off of our zip code we live in and
Yes.
his rank and how many years he's served? So when we move tomorrow to Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi from Denver, Colorado, his income changes and mine's only going to go up. Bottom line.
Oh my God. It's based off the cost of living in the area that you move to. That's why they put the zip code. Girl, listen, I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm prior enlisted. I was not an officer. No disrespect to officers. Everybody has a role in the military. I appreciate it. I have a different experience being enlisted. I just feel like she's that officer's wife. And if you know, you know. I'm just saying.
That's like a real flex in this world, you guys. And so let's talk about.
It's not a real flex considering the income disclosure statement looks the way it does. But you want it to be a flex, but fell a little flat.
What $500 would do in your life. And it's going to look different for every single person. Now, I always like to say, you know, those challenges on Instagram.
It's not all officers' wives. But in my opinion,
Where it's like, okay, the first 3 words you see are like your words for the year. Whatever popped up on there for you is probably a pain point. Like if the first thing you see is kids' sport fees or your kids struggling in school, that's the pain point. That's where you're like, I'm going to spin that. Maybe you are.
Oh my God. So you're going to emotionally manipulate the audience to be like, this is what you could do with that $500 whatever. First of all, what people do with money that they make is none of your business. But I guarantee you on the Explore Coach call, they go into their finances. Do I know that for a fact? No, that's just an opinion. But let me know if they do that, because that would make a lot of sense.
So confined to this credit card debt or a car payment. Maybe you haven't been on a date with your husband all summer long. I don't know what it is for you, but the power of $500 a month is incredible. And you get to choose where that goes. Still to this day.
How many, hold on, I still have the income disclosure statement. Oh, Luna, are you throwing up? Did you eat too fast? Oh, it's okay, Mama. I'll clean it up. It's all right. You okay? All right. The percentage of people that made, I mean, we have 2 different ranges. So on the income disclosure statement, they have $250.01 to $500. Only 10.92% of the people in this company in 2024 made that $500. And that's for the year. So there's a reason that they don't put these fast start type bonuses in these income disclosure statements. Why not create a separate section where it shows, hey, this is our fast start bonuses that we had during this year. This is the percentage of people. Oh, I know. It's because a lot of people don't make that. Got it.
It's an impactful number for me. And that's 6 years ago that I was earning that. Next, and then I'm going to pass it back to Stacy, who is also a financial guru. I hope I do a good job, Stacy. On
a financial guru in a multi-level marketing company is not something I had on my bingo card for 2025.
The financial part. Okay, $1,000 a month. I mean, this is like, you think like 12 grand a year, you guys? That's, to me, that's like, anyway.
12 grand a year. How many people in this company made 12 grand a year? Oh, exactly 1.74% made anywhere from $10,000 and 1 penny to 15,000. 1.74% is what she's talking about here.
College fund account, making investments, more generosity, covering your entire grocery budget. I have 4 kids. 3 of them are boys, ladies and gentlemen. Our weekly groceries could probably add up to something like that if we're not careful.
The privilege in that statement, while also complaining about her income dropping when they moved to Mississippi. Ugh.
Paying utilities, taking that bill off of your spouse's plate. At the end of the day, and Stacey, I'm gonna pass it back to you. I knew I was hardworking, I was smart, and I wanted to contribute to my family while being home with my kids. And that's what Optavia did for me at the end of the day. So Stacey, carry on the financial conversation if you don't mind.
I love it. Anytime that we sit down and we dream, my goal has always been peace in a recession. Like, I just want to have enough cash flow that no matter what happens with the economy, I've created my own economy. But let's talk about $1,000. Every conversation I've had lately includes someone saying, I could
Why does she seem so nervous? She seems so uncomfortable. She seems like somebody, this is just my opinion. I don't know these people. We're watching, a 45-minute video of theirs. She seems like somebody that tries to act like she's super confident, but she's not at all. I don't know. Maybe that's just what I see. Like, don't look too close under the surface. That's what this feels like to me. Right, Luna? I know.
use an extra $1,000. You guys, same. I got no more grands laying around. Like, I texted my husband to say, hey, can I bring my son who's playing college football? Can I bring him cleats out tonight? He's like, don't even bother because we're heading to get imaging. I was like, well, that's the second MRI this week. So there's always going to be things that we need money for. Life costs money. And it is a joy to get to do work that you love while creating income. So this is the exciting part.
She mentioned the 2 MRIs in a week, which that's terrible. I hope her kids are okay because that's not good. But I wonder if she's just nervous about the cost of that. And that's really what's like bubbling under the surface, which I think anybody would be nervous about that right now. But getting on a Zoom like this and making it seem like she has financial freedom while complaining about having to pay for 2 MRIs, from the sounds of it, in my opinion, kind of negates what she's trying to do here. And maybe that's what I'm picking up on. Maybe that's why I'm like, she just does not seem very confident. She seems like she wants to be somebody that exudes confidence, but I don't see that. I don't know.
If you jump in now, and this is not trying to be a sales pitch, this is just the seasons, like we want to work with the seasons, you can help 3 to 5 people before the end of August. And that bonus is not even all of you that you get paid. Helping 3 to 5 people you're going to earn.
Also, I feel like we should elaborate on this a little bit. So when you're moving in the military, they pack up all your stuff, all your furniture. They pack it all up. They put it on a truck and they send it to the base, and the base stores it. I can't remember where they store it. I can't remember what that's called. You just move like, your household stuff, like your clothes, your toiletries, children, what they need, pets, what they need. It's stressful. It's still moving, but yeah, all of that is included. They pick up your stuff. They load it up. Pack it, they throw it. Sometimes they literally throw it in boxes. Things break, they replace it financially. It's just, that's the military. That's a military move.
Between $700 to $1,400 this first month. And then you can do it again in September and again in October. And people right now, as we're heading back to school, are on the Get Healthy train, and you can offer a real solution side by side with your coach, because they're going to train you and walk with you as you help others. So if you're feeling a tug tonight, it's not an accident. This could be your sign. Reach out to the coach or the person who—
It's not your sign. She just wishes it's your sign so that she can get paid from her downline. Nobody invited you to this call because they believed in you and cared about you enough that they thought you should hear this, because they say that too, and it's disgusting. And that is all fueled by making money off of somebody else.
who shared this with you. Tell them what's on your mind. Tell them what you want to create. Tell them where you would spend that $500 or $1,000, whether that's better health or more energy, extra income, or a deeper sense of purpose. I see moms all the time where they're like, they've been so in the trenches with little kids and they feel like they've lost themselves. I can so relate to that. I felt like my husband had this beautiful job outside the 4 walls of our home, and I never even put on shoes. So you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to take the first step.
What do you mean you never put on shoes? Did you take the kids outside? Did they have appointments? Did you have places that you needed to go? I'm not sure what that means. Having little ones is hard. It is hard. And I remember when my kids were little, taking them outside was a necessity. Let's go to the park. Let's go do something.
Because the truth is, getting healthier, you're never going to regret it. Building a flexible income stream, surrounding yourself with the community that pushes you to grow. These are the things that you will never, ever regret. And so Jen's going to close this out. But my exhortation, guys, don't wait for the perfect time.
Work with a professional that actually knows what they're doing and don't join Optavia.
Perfect time is when you decide that you want something different. And one thing I know is capacity grows, right? So you may think your plate's full, but capacity grows with the right tools, the right inputs. And so, Jen, what else would you add?
Well, I already shared where I was when I started this. And I want you kind of just to think of where you're at right now
Oh God, here we go.
and what you need. Some of you need a healthier body.
That
Some of
is none of your business. Ew.
you need to get physically healthy. And I would encourage you to do what I did and become a client and a coach at the same time, because it's the greatest accountability. Some of you, I think I had purpose. I didn't imagine that coaching would expand my vision and give me a larger ripple of impact outside of the four walls of the church. I was very impactful locally. I have become impactful nationwide. And that's mind blowing. And maybe you're like,
Nationwide. Oh yeah, never heard of you. Never heard of you until this call was sent my way.
oh, I just want to put on shoes. Like, Stacy, that's fine. That it can be that for you. I think some of you, maybe you're lonely.
Oh my
It's been
God.
really hard to connect.
Maybe you're lonely, so pay $300 a month so that you can find friends that are transactional, and they're going to be your friend as long as you keep ordering.
Offline over the last few years.
Oh my God.
This community comes for free when you become a coach. You're going to get.
Well, it's not for free because you're actually paying for it. Because you gain access by becoming a coach, which you have to pay for. So the community isn't free. It's part of. Okay.
Jumped into a world of people.
Wow.
And then I am going to kind of finish up with where I was again financially, because I started this coaching journey when my kids were 3, 5, 7, and 9. I mentioned that. And back then, remember, I was afraid to fail and I started to have success. And I will tell you what success looked like. It looked like paying for summer camps. It looked like soccer cleats without stressing our actual budget. And I'll never forget, 4 years into coaching, it looked like paying for a Disney cruise.
If you're speaking from your heart, why do you have to look at your notes?
Which honestly had never even been on my bucket list of anything I would ever take the kids to, because I felt that that was just way too out of reach. And I did that 4 years into coaching. But fast forward to now, because I've got a decade under my belt as a career coach, and I want to tell, or I'm not a career coach, I'm a health coach. This is my career.
It's not a career. You're scamming people and giving them terrible information about nutrition. That's a fact.
I started in August. I became a coach August 1.
She's so
And
smug.
now my kids are 15, 18, 19, and 21. Their needs have changed dramatically and their expenses have grown. So now my coaching actually pays for 2 college tuitions. And it's funded graduation.
Oh, you mean your team. Your team, right? Yeah. You should be thanking your team. Oh,
Trips abroad. And it's given me the flexibility to and the income to hop on a plane across the country to visit my kids wherever I want. I've talked to a lot of moms in this season. I'm not in little season anymore. I'm not even in middle season. I'm in bigs.
oh, okay.
I'm a mom of bigs. And some parents
so
are
weird.
terrified. I talk to moms that are like, you are letting your kids go to college all the way across the country. And when you really dig down to the fear, it's a fear of not getting to spend time and see them. Now, there is some letting go that we just have to do, but that's a whole nother parenting Zoom.
Please don't give parenting advice. You're in a cult. in my opinion.
But the reality is I don't have that because I'm like, oh, if it gets really bad and I need to go see them or I just want to, I'll hop on a plane and do it because I have the time and I can buy the plane ticket. And so here's the thing though, that I want you to hear. Money has never been my highest value. And I'm guessing it's probably not yours either. It's never been my highest value. I did this for income, but not because I value income. My time.
What? You did it for income, but it's not your highest value, but you did it for income.
Time is my biggest value because money can buy things, but it's time that makes the memories. And it's time that lets me be there for these milestone moments. It's time that allows me to get on a call like this. It's time that allows me to celebrate and be together with people I love.
She thinks she is eaten on this. She's like, oh yeah, this is the one. I guarantee you in the group chat after, they're like, oh my God, that was so good. That was so good. You guys did so amazing. I guarantee in the group chat. You did amazing, sweetie. You did not do amazing.
And Optavia health coaching gave me a way to create both the income to say yes and the time to show up. And for me, that's the real win. So when I look back over these last 12 years of coaching, I
That's
actually
right.
don't see a business that I built. I see a life that I really love because I had the
What were you really going to say there? You were going to say something else. I really would love to know what that was. Will we ever know? Probably not.
courage to take that
This is very
first,
bright.
very uncertain step. So I'm sure your heart is racing and you probably really want to reach out right now to the person that
No,
invites you
not
on,
one
but I'm
bit.
guessing there's still some uncertainty.
You know what I really do want? I want to go make a Mississippi pot roast sandwich with my family and hang out and laugh about how ridiculous this call was. That's really what I want to do. Catch up with my husband, chat with my kids, talk to Mia's boyfriend. You know, that's really what I want to do. But, you know, we're going to finish this because there's only like a minute left. Thank God, because this was terrible.
Don't let that stop you. We're all about real, honest, and vulnerable. So just
Right. I wonder if Doug and Tia Wood are in her upline. Are they also about real and honest and vulnerable? Because they weren't real honest and vulnerable about, well, Tia wasn't, about taking a GLP-1 medication for several years while posting her workouts and posting her meal plans and working with a bodybuilding coach. No, they weren't real and honest and vulnerable about that, you know. But please do go on.
even if you're like, I'm uncertain, but we got to talk, do that. Do that. Just reach out to the person that invited you on, or you saw it in their Instagram story, you responded to a poll. I don't know how you got here, but you are here and we want you to be a part of this. And whatever problem.
No, see, what you should have said is that you need these people to be a part of it. Man, she thought she is like closing this strong. It's anything but that.
That you have right now. I do believe that Optavia is a vehicle that can help you solve it.
It's not. By the way, did you guys see that video that I did on Tia Wood? I should have linked that. It's in the Optavia playlist that I have linked in the video description. If you want to see all of my Optavia videos, live streams, and edited videos, it's all in there. I did a video on that, just talking about, you know, how she put in, it was really interesting too. Tia Wood in her stories and the reel were two different things. So if I remember correctly, the reel was very edited. She cut out the part where she was talking about being on semaglutide for, I think, since 2022, if I remember correctly, or 2023. And then she told the whole story in her stories. So she went to the length of editing that reel and posting it, and then somehow told the whole story in her Instagram stories. And I got it all and discovered it and exposed it. And my reel on Instagram, has exploded. And ever since I put it up, it has exploded. Let me see. I still get followers and all kinds of stuff from it. 53.8K views. There are 894 likes, 64 comments, and 66 shares. So if you want to watch that video, you should. It's in the Optavia playlist that's linked below. In addition to, wait, I don't want to say that yet. We'll get there in a second.
Thank you so much for being a part of our conversation and our lives and our
You're welcome.
community tonight. It was really an honor to do this and a lot of fun to be able to do it together as friends. So again, reach out to the
Goodbye. Done with you. Thank you. That was, I've seen enough. I'm sure you guys did too. All right, let's talk about what this really was. This Zoom was a textbook example of how MLM companies blend emotional storytelling, pseudoscience, and income hype to recruit new coaches. They minimize the importance of credentials, promote rapid weight loss as sustainable, and lean on identity and urgency to close the deal. If you want to improve your health, look for guidance from qualified professionals. I say that all the time. If you're looking for a personal trainer, erinbees.com, we can chat about it and actually set up a call about you and your goals and your history and your medications and limitations, if you have any surgeries, all of those things. But please get guidance from qualified professionals who aren't trying to make a commission from your food choices. And if someone approaches you with a coaching opportunity, check their company's income disclosure statement first, because your health and your wallet deserve far better than being a part of Optavia. Before you head out, if you want to keep going down the rabbit hole, again, check out, I have my anti-MLM playlist in the video description along with the Optavia playlist. You can binge them in order and see exactly how these tactics repeat themselves across different companies. A walk down memory lane when, do y'all remember when Angela from Optavia got called out and then she tried to fat shame me and then got real quiet after being called out another time? That was really funny to me. That was a good time. So you might enjoy that one too. And like I mentioned earlier, my makeup products are linked in the video description as well. Please go support Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. She is incredible. And I enjoy building a relationship with her. You can see my Carrot Color is in there. You already know that this is in there, all of my makeup stuff. And at the end of the day, please don't forget to drink your water like I have been forgetting. A lot of these products you'll see in almost every single video. So they're tagged if you want to check them out, if you want to shop from them, that would be amazing. Please don't feel pressured to do that, but go check out the playlist, check the links, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here, and don't join an MLM. And to these women in Optavia that think that they ate on that call, I hope you'll have the day you deserve. Okay, bye. See you later.